Hello, it's a hot girl summer. I'm 5 stars thunder. Oh, you cheated on a girl and she left you up. I'ma take a number, join the line. You might get a light, and baby, this is mine. Guys, what color should I have for my light today? No, I don't like that. I don't mind this. Too pink. Too blue. Too purple, actually. Yeah, I think I like this. I like this. This is a good color. Hello and welcome to week 7. First of all, it's been 2 weeks since I dropped it's been 2 weeks since I dropped Pretty Girls Don't Cry. Have you guys been listening to it? Because I've been listening to it, and it's a great song. I'm having a great time listening to that song on repeat because I've been listening to it on repeat for 2 years. Literally 2 years. No, it actually feels really good to drop a song that you've been keeping in the vault that you also had so many iterations of. Like, if I showed you guys what the first version of Pretty Girls Don't Cry sounded like versus the version that I put out today, you would be like, whoa. Anyways, please stream Pretty Girls Don't Cry because it's true. As a pretty girl, you shouldn't cry. What are you crying about? A man? No, don't do that. Okay, so week 7 of The Artist Way was about jealousy, which is a real problem in today's society. A lot of people, especially men, are jealous of artistic, creative women, and it's really sad because artistic women, creative women, are literally just tapping into like their energy that they were born with. And through reading this book, I've realized everyone has the potential and the ability to be creative. It all just comes down to how much we're willing to cultivate that creativity. And reading this book has helped me deconstruct a lot of preconceived notions of what it actually means to be creative. Because I used to think that like creativity was the same thing as talent, and it's really not. Talent is something that you're born with, and creativity is something that you nurture. Because if you don't nurture it, it's not that it goes away, but it just like gets harder to tap into. So, as someone who has been nurturing my creativity, I have increasingly noticed that people get jealous of me, men and women. And it's not flattering. It's really not flattering when people are jealous of you, especially when you want their support. It's like, I'm not trying to compete with you. I want you to support me. But okay, I guess you're triggered, so you're not going to support me. So, okay, whatever. So, one of the exercises for this week was to make a chart about jealousy, and for you as the artist to write who you're jealous of, why you're jealous of them, and then one action step you can take to like eradicate that jealousy or channel it into a positive energy. And the author, Julia, she was talking about how jealousy is like not a good emotion for her to have. Like a lot of people say, oh, jealousy is an indication of desire or whatever, something like that. And she's like, no, it's not a good emotion to have. So as soon as you feel yourself being jealous, do something about it, which I really liked because I don't like to be jealous of people either. So I started writing down all these people that I'm jealous of, and I really had to like admit to myself that I'm jealous of them because I don't even like to admit that I'm jealous of anyone because why would I be jealous of anyone? I like my life and I like who I am. But I am. I'm jealous of like some really successful artists, one of them being Lil Wayne. And so I wrote down like what I was jealous of Lil Wayne for, and what I'm jealous of him for is his ability to freestyle incredibly intelligent lyrics. Like it almost seems like this man doesn't even have to think about what he's saying because he doesn't. He doesn't have to think about what he's saying. He just gets on the mic and he's like, and it's like genius bars. And you're like, dude, it would have taken me freaking 2 months to come up with that. So when I explored that feeling a little deeper, I realized, okay, well, my action step, obviously, is to practice freestyling. And I have a show coming up in Tulum on Saturday that's literally a freestyling show. So I'm I've been going on YouTube and finding like lo-fi boom bap beats to freestyle to, and I've just been like, this is like cat in the hat style freestyling. Like, e-girl, step your game up. But that's literally what I can do about the fact that I'm jealous of someone who can freestyle, you know? And the more I started thinking about this feeling, the more I realized, oh, this is like a simple strategy for every single time I feel jealous about anyone for anything ever. There's no need to be jealous of anyone for anything ever, because I can just ask myself, what am I actually jealous of? And then take the immediate step to be like that. Right? And it's not an immediate, oh, look at how sweaty I am. I've literally been on this camera for, yeah, that's just how it is in Mexico. I've literally been on camera since 4 o'clock today. I did a 2-hour live on TikTok, which was fun. If you caught that and you're still here, mwah, love you. And then I made 2 videos, and now I am on live. So sorry about my face, sweaty. I don't know what to do about that, you know. It's Mexico, you know. But yeah, now I know what to do every single time I'm jealous of someone, and I don't even want that feeling. But whatever, I'm a human, and I have goals, and I have dreams, and I have desires, and sometimes I'm going to come across people who have things that I want, and it's going to create some sort of negative feeling in me. So I have to know how to deal with that. So then she told us to start digging into our inner child. And I really like that this book goes into like the inner child part of your artist's journey, because a lot of the times we forget as artists that we need to be more playful, and that our inner child is the artist that we're trying to bring out today in this present moment, that we can't bring out because we're taking ourselves too seriously. So the exercise was to list out some things about your childhood that you didn't like, and then do the opposite. List out some things about your life that you currently like. So as a kid, it was like a fill in the blank thing. As a kid, I missed the chance to dye my hair. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't allowed to dye my hair as a kid. I wasn't even allowed to cut my hair as a kid. If I cut my hair, my mom would be so mad. So every time I went to school and I saw my friends with like a blue streak or a pink braid or whatever, I'd be so jealous. I'd be like, I want to dye my hair. I never got the chance to. As a kid, I lacked blank social skills and a sense of humor. Yeah, a lot of people see me today and they're like, oh, you seem so extroverted, you seem so outgoing, blah, blah, blah. This is learned. I had to teach myself how to be like this. I did not used to be like this. I did not used to be outgoing. I did not have social skills. I did not have a sense of humor. I was a really weird, awkward, shy child. I didn't have social skills or a sense of humor. As a kid, I could have used a quieter space to decompress and feel my feelings. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but I come from a big ass family. So I literally never had my own space, and I never had a moment of silence. And that made me go absolutely insane. You know why? Because when you're a kid who doesn't have an emotional anchor and doesn't have emotionally stable or intelligent parents, doesn't have privacy, and you want to create, you're an artist and you want to create, you're going to be very unstable when it comes to like who you are as a person. Like your identity as a person is going to be very unstable because you don't have a quiet space to decompress and feel anything. So I became very avoidant. I became very dissociative. And it wasn't until recently, actually, that I even learned, I don't like this little piece of hair. Do you guys see how there's one little piece of hair like sticking out here? Like when my hair does this, I get so mad. It's actually like insane. Move. No, move. Like actually. Okay, whatever. Okay, you can't see it anymore. Don't focus on it. Okay? But my nails are cute, right? So, yeah. What was I saying? I don't remember. But anyways, I never had space to feel my feelings. I never had a quiet space as a kid. And then as a kid, I dreamed of being famous. I literally used to have so many daydreams where I would be on a stage, like doing something. I didn't know what it was. Sometimes I would sing, sometimes I would dance. Sometimes I would just be on stage. I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was doing on stage, but I knew I wanted to be on stage as a kid. And that's how I know, like, I'm meant to be an artist, because I used to have these daydreams as a child. Like, I literally used to dream about being famous. In my house, we never had enough new, aesthetically pleasing things like furniture, bed sheets, towels, cutlery, or glassware. And the way that this affected me, even now in my present day life as an adult, is that when I don't have a luxurious environment, I don't feel like creating. That's unfortunately like the way that it works with me. I need to have fancy shit around me in order to feel motivated to create. So this weekend, I'm actually gonna go shopping, and I'm gonna try to like decorate this background and maybe buy some new like plates or cutlery for the kitchen, because I want fancy shit in my house. I do. As a kid, I needed more emotional safety, reassurance, love, kindness, encouragement, and support. No, literally. Who got enough of that as a child? Which one of us got emotional safety, reassurance, love, kindness? Why do I keep saying kindness? Kindness, encouragement, and support. I don't know. Not many of us did, because a lot of our parents were emotionally unavailable and mentally unstable and didn't even really want to have kids. They just did. And that sucks. I'm sorry that I will never again see my grandpa because he's dead. And then I started thinking about this. Like, what am I actually sorry that I'm never going to see again? I barely think about things that I'm never going to see again. And the two things that I wrote down after that is my old childhood home and the inside of my high school. So every time I go back to the town that I went to high school in, I meet up with my best friend from high school, and we go and we just like park up in front of our high school, and we, you know, and the last time I was there, I was like, wow, like when I was there, when I was in high school, I couldn't think of a future outside of like that place. And now I go back to it, I'm like, I can't believe I thought this was the end of the world. Like, I literally thought this was my end all be all. And I know it's just 4 years. You know that it's just 4 years. But when you're in high school, you're just like, is this over yet? Because, like, what the hell? You know? So that was interesting to think about. I was like, huh, I don't think I'm ever going to see the inside of my high school again. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to see the inside of my old childhood home again, because we sold our old house and the people who bought it renovated it. So even if I do see the inside of it, it's not going to look the same. So that's a little sad. For years, I have missed fill in the blank. Oh, wait. For years, I have missed and wondered about fill in the blank my younger siblings. I don't know if I told you guys this. I think I mentioned it a couple times on my TikTok, but I'm no contact with my dad, and he has custody of my younger siblings. So being no contact with my dad means I don't have access to my younger siblings, and I'm not allowed to go visit them or stay in touch with them. You know why? Because my dad's a dictator, and he acts like his stamp of approval is the final stamp of approval, which, okay, cool. You can do that if you want to. But who's suffering as a result? Your children. Yeah. So anyways, I do wonder about them. I wonder how they're like, and I wonder what they're up to. And I wonder if they're going to care about me when they get older. Okay, next. I beat myself up about the loss of my blank and social media marketing company. So in 2020, I started running a social media marketing company, and I was doing really, really well up until 2022, when someone in my family went to jail. And literally, like 3 weeks before this person went to jail, I had just signed two of my biggest clients. And this was like 2 years into me running a business. So I was so happy. I was like, yes, finally, like this is what I've been working for. And then this person went to jail, and it made me so emotionally and mentally unstable that I lost those two clients literally a month after signing them on. So I was so depressed about that, and I just like pretty much abandoned my social media marketing company a couple months later. And I've been pretty traumatized about running a business ever since, because I put in so much effort to learn and to market and to get leads and to get sales and to close deals and to do all this stuff. And then I just like abandoned it because I was distressed and depressed and didn't know how to handle those emotions. And I really regret that. I wish I had gotten a little extra help. I wish I had like told my clients what was going on and not quit, because not only did I quit, but I also lost my website. Like the domain expired. So all the data on my website got deleted and I don't even remember what was on there. So even when I try to like create the website again, I'm like, oh, like what was I even, like what even was written on that website again? Because I don't even remember. And that's the sad part. So I do mourn that. I do feel bad about that loss. But the good thing about this book is that it doesn't just make you focus on the negative things, it makes you focus on the positive things too. So let's take positive stock. That's what this page is called. I have a loyal friend in, fill in the blank, my middle school best friend, who's also my high school best friend, my mother, one of my sisters, I'm good with one of my sisters, which is enough for me, my womb cosmology mentor, who I just did the TikTok live with today. Her name is Carme. She's amazing. And myself, literally myself. I have a loyal friend in myself, and I'm not afraid to admit that, because in the past I would have said that's a weird thing to say, but now I'm like, if I'm not even gonna be my own loyal best friend, then who the hell is gonna be my loyal best friend? So now I prioritize myself as a loyal best friend. One thing I like about my current town is that it is always sunny and it's a walkable city. Those were the two requirements of me moving anywhere, actually, ever again in my life. Walkable city and always sunny. The reason why I want to live in a walkable city is because when I drive around too much, I get so disconnected from the world around me, and I start to feel so like sedentary. Is that the right word? Sedentary? I don't know how to really say it, but like not a moving person, you know, like someone who doesn't move around a lot. And I don't like that for my body. I don't like that for my mental health. I don't like that for the way my skin looks. Like I need to be outside getting sun and moving around every single day. So I like the fact that where I live right now is a walkable, sunny town. Next, I think I have nice fill in the blank. So this one's long. I think I have nice eyes, nice hair, nice teeth, nice body, nice brain, nice mindset, nice voice, good heart, sense of style, communication skills, lifestyle. And yeah. That was fun to write down, actually. See, this is why I like doing these exercises, because it's not just about reading the book, it's about actually doing the exercises and taking into account what you like about yourself and what you went through that was painful. It gives you a holistic view of yourself so that you're not just viewing yourself through an external lens of validation or through the negative things that people have said about you or through an overinflated ego that doesn't currently align with, you know, your skills or your talents. So I like these exercises. Writing my morning pages has shown me that I can A, stay committed to a habit, B, stay focused long enough to write 3 pages a day, C, affirm myself through positive phrases, D, dissect my insecurities or emotions. So the morning pages, oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys. Look at this cute pen that I bought from the store this week. Isn't it so cute? There's nothing I love more than getting a cute little pen and a cute little notebook. And I went to the same store that I got this notebook for because I had bought the exact same one previously, but I filled it all up. And I found the same one in the store again. And then I found this cute pen. And I was like, yes, I'm going to buy the exact same notebook and a brand new pen. And I'm going to redo and I'm going to continue doing all of my morning pages. So I've been super excited about the fact that I get to write with this pen because it's one of those pens that's like almost like a calligraphy pen. So it writes very smooth. And I am so attracted to a pen that writes very smooth. Like, I love that. I love it. I love a pen that writes very smooth. So my morning pages have been a lot easier to do with this. Isn't it like literally the cutest pen you've ever seen in your life? Like, I'm obsessed. Okay, anyways. Lately, I've been taking a greater interest in slowing down. Yeah. Cultivating my craft instead of chasing a viral moment. Sleeping more. Yeah. Because honestly, I had my phase where I was like, go, 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 do, hustle, 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 grind, 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 sacrifice, sacrifice. And I just burnt myself out consistently over and over again. And then I would prematurely judge myself by whatever results I was getting based on my input. And if it didn't align with my input, then I would beat myself up for it and be like, you're not doing enough. Work harder, do something different. And I would go into like this state of panic. Now I'm like, chill. Time's gonna pass regardless. Take time to cultivate your craft. Make sure you're getting enough rest. Make sure you're not chasing a viral moment. You're actually being present. And chill the fuck out. Relax. So I love that. And then I believe I'm getting better at having faith in myself. 100% having faith in myself, dreaming bigger, making better music, making more art, voicing my opinions, creating a community. I've been doing this. I've been out here. I've been doing this. And I don't take stock of it, which is why this shit is so helpful to me, because on a day-to-day basis, I do a lot. And then I discount everything I did. And I'm like, where's my results? Meanwhile, I don't celebrate what I'm actually doing on a daily basis instead of just chasing the results, you know. My artist self has started to pay more attention to blank, which feelings are actually mine versus which feelings I'm taking on from other people. This is such an important new skill that I've learned because I have a habit of taking on other people's emotions as an empath and a people pleaser. I used to be an empath and a people pleaser. I was raised by an empath and a people pleaser. So it was easy for me to just take on other people's emotions. And lately, I've been pointing that out to myself and being like, girl, that's not your feeling. Let it go. That's not your thought of yourself. Let it go. You don't have to hold on to this nonsense. It's not for you. Let it go. So I've been doing that, and it's been very helpful. Having that emotional intelligence allows me to release emotions I'm holding on to and rebalance my inner being. Cool. So my self-care. You know, a lot of people talk about self-care. They say self-care, focus on self-care. What is self-care to you? And when we think about self-care, we think about face masks and like massages and pedicures and whatnot. But for me, self-care is isolation and silence. I don't want to hear anything, not even music. I want isolation and silence. That's my self-care. Meditation. Sometimes I go to the beach just for 15 minutes. I don't even get in the water. I just put my feet in the water. I look at the ocean. I look at the sun. And I'm like, okay, that's good. And I go home. Making a really good meal and enjoying it by myself. I love cooking for me when I'm in the mood. But what I love even more than cooking is eating by myself. And this is why I'm not even focused on love at all right now. Like, I don't care about being in a relationship. I don't care about having a partner. I don't care about sharing my life with anyone. I'm having so much fun being by myself right now and just doing everything I want to do and not having to worry about someone breathing down my neck or taking up my space or overhearing me when I'm on live with you guys, talking to you guys on YouTube. Like, no, I don't care. Okay. And buying myself a cute little treat. As always, there's a bakery by my house. So sometimes I'm like, let me see what I can get for 20 pesos. And it's always delicious. And then I feel more, the last prompt is, I feel more, and I wrote, stable but angsty, secure but impatient, which are two conflicting sentences, and I recognize that, but it's good that I recognize that. You know why? Because when you're stable and you feel angsty, or when you're secure but you feel impatient, it means there's still a trauma imprint of resistance. And that resistance is from you holding on to negative patterns. Like, for example, what I just said about hustling and grinding and wanting to do the most is a trauma response from feeling like everything I'm doing is not enough. So now that I'm stable and I'm secure and I'm safe, I can recognize, oh, so these underlying feelings of discomfort or impatience is a result of that trauma response still being imprinted into you. So I've been having to do a lot of work around releasing the need to rush towards an outcome, to do more in order to prove something else, you know? And it's been creating this like feeling inside of me where I'm like, there's something else I gotta be doing. But there isn't. There literally isn't. But just writing that down and being conscious of it makes me a little bit more relieved. Like, okay, there isn't anything else I gotta do except chill. Okay. And then lastly, I already said that was the last one, but this is actually the last one. Possibly my creativity is, and I wrote my biggest asset, because it really is. Not paying attention to my creativity in the past has really depressed me. And it has made me insecure. It has made me jealous. It has made me competitive. It has made me a pick-me. It has made me just like the worst version of myself, because I knew I had talent. I knew I had creativity, but I wasn't practicing it and I wasn't prioritizing it. So as a result, I was competing with everybody else who I perceived to be creative as well, because I wasn't focused on my own creativity. Now that I'm focused on my own creativity, I can actively tell myself, oh, girl, your creativity is your biggest asset. So don't forget that. And that concludes week 7 of The Artist Way. Thank you for tapping in with me. I really appreciate you guys. I shall be back next Monday to do week 8. Please stream Pretty Girls Don't Cry and watch the music video and use the sound on TikTok. Love you. Have a good night. Bye.